A friendship built on conflict. At first glance, Tom and Jerry's relationship looks like nothing more than an endless cycle of conflict. A cat chasing a mouse with slapstick violence as the result. Yet beneath this surface, their dynamic reveals something far stranger. Out of over 200 episodes, there are repeated moments where the two shift from sworn enemies to unlikely allies, only to return to fighting again in the very next scene. This alternating rhythm of hostility and cooperation creates a bond unlike typical cartoon friendships. Unlike other animated duos such as SpongeBob and Patrick or Bugs and Daffy, Tom and Jerry's connection isn't based on shared fun or teamwork. Instead, it thrives on opposition, where the constant pursuit itself becomes the glue that holds them together. Without Jerry, Tom loses purpose. Without Tom, Jerry lacks the adversary that defines his cleverness. Their friendship is strange because it is sustained not by harmony, but by rivalry. And yet the few moments of kindness that break through prove that beneath the conflict, the two are inseparable. In that way, their relationship resembles less a cartoon friendship and more a symbolic partnership. Two forces that cannot exist without one another. The beginning, Puss Gets the Boot. The pilot episode, Puss Gets the Boot, 1940, set the foundation for everything that would follow. Interestingly, Tom was originally named Jasper, and Jerry was called Jinx. Their designs were also rougher, with Tom appearing more beast-like, complete with fangs and sharper claws. Despite the different look, the essential dynamic was already in place. Tom attempting to capture Jerry, and Jerry using intelligence to outwit his pursuer. What stands out is how easily Tom could have ended the chase early in the episode. He had Jerry cornered multiple times but hesitated, giving Jerry the chance to retaliate and get Tom in trouble with the house's owner. This decision, whether intentional or not, planted the seed of their strange friendship. Tom doesn't simply want to eliminate Jerry. The chase itself gives his character purpose. Without Jerry's constant presence, Tom's role in the household and arguably in the show becomes meaningless. The fact that this formula was so effective from the start explains why the series could run for decades, with only minor changes, and still feel timeless. Early rivalry and why Tom rarely wins. In the early years, Jerry was established as the clever underdog, while Tom's strength and size were offset by arrogance and bad luck. Again and again, Tom's schemes backfired, allowing Jerry to escape with both dignity and comedic flair. This imbalance was deliberate. Audiences sympathized with Jerry as the smaller, weaker figure who nonetheless triumphed over adversity. Yet, beyond audience sympathy, there's a deeper reason why Tom rarely succeeds. His failures ensure the cycle of their relationship continues. If Tom ever truly defeated Jerry, the series itself would lose its driving force. By letting Jerry win even when Tom has the upper hand, their bizarre bond is preserved. This pattern not only entertained audiences, but also made their strange dynamic unique. Two characters locked in an endless struggle that paradoxically depends on neither side ever achieving total victory. Over time, this cycle became the backbone of their friendship, proving that the endless fight was never about winning or losing. It was about keeping the connection alive. When Tom actually wins, the $1,000,000 cat. Most episodes end with Jerry getting the last laugh, but on rare occasions, Tom comes out on top. One of the clearest examples is The $1,000,000 Cat, 1944. In this short, Tom inherits a fortune from his aunt under one strict condition. He cannot harm any living creature, including Jerry. At first, Tom embraces his new luxurious life, living in wealth and comfort. But soon Jerry pushes his luck, taking advantage of the rule and tormenting Tom, knowing he is untouchable. The real tension of the episode lies in Tom's struggle to balance his newfound fortune with his hatred for Jerry's antics. Each prank Jerry pulls pushes Tom closer to his breaking point, and eventually he snaps, attacking Jerry and voiding the entire inheritance. For once, Tom chooses personal satisfaction over wealth, proving that his rivalry with Jerry means more than money or stability. This moment flips the usual dynamic, making Jerry look spoiled and entitled, while Tom becomes more sympathetic. Episodes like this are rare, but they add depth to their friendship, showing that Tom isn't destined to lose every time. In fact, he can win, but his victories usually come at great cost, which adds to the strange complexity of their bond. Spike the bodyguard and the balance of power. The addition of Spike the Bulldog creates some of the most unusual shifts in Tom and Jerry's friendship. In The Bodyguard, 1944, Jerry saves Spike from the dog catcher, earning Spike's promise to protect him. From then on, anytime Jerry whistles, Spike rushes in to defend him, leaving Tom at a severe disadvantage. This external force changes their dynamic. Tom is no longer the predator in control, but a victim constantly punished for even trying to continue the chase. What makes episodes with Spike important is how they highlight Jerry's reliance on outside help. When Spike is present, Jerry doesn't just outsmart Tom, he dominates him completely. For Tom, this raises the question of whether Jerry's victories are truly his own, or if they depend on stronger allies stepping in. These episodes also reveal a softer side to Tom. His usual bravado disappears when confronted with Spike, and he becomes visibly cautious, even desperate. The presence of a third party underscores the idea that Tom and Jerry's rivalry works best when it is just the two of them. The introduction of Spike makes their relationship stranger still, proving that even when others interfere, the heart of the story always comes back to the bizarre, codependent struggle between cat and mouse, heavenly Puss and dependence on Jerry. One of the most surprising explorations of their bond comes in Heavenly Puss, 1949. In this episode, Tom suffers an accident and dreams he has died, finding himself at the gates of heaven. There, he is told that he cannot be admitted because of his lifelong persecution of Jerry. However, he is given one last chance. If Jerry forgives him by signing a certificate of pardon, Tom can escape eternal punishment. Suddenly, Tom's fate depends entirely on the very mouse he spent his life chasing. The desperation Tom shows in this episode is unlike anything else in the series. He begs Jerry, offers him gifts, and even tries to forge the signature when his pleas are ignored. For once, the chase is not about pride or fun. It is about survival. Jerry ultimately relents, but the dream ends before Tom knows if his pardon is accepted. When Tom awakens, he hugs Jerry in relief, expressing genuine affection that is rarely seen. Heavenly Puss reveals the truth of their bizarre friendship. For all the violence and competition, Tom needs Jerry in order to define his existence, and Jerry's choices have the power to decide Tom's destiny. It is one of the clearest examples that their bond runs deeper than the surface-level comedy. Jerry as protector, the Milky Waif, and Nibbles. While Tom is usually the aggressor, there are episodes where the roles shift, and Jerry becomes the one responsible for protecting someone else. A key example is the Milky Waif, 1946, which introduces the baby mouse Nibbles, later renamed Tuffy. Jerry suddenly takes on the role of guardian, teaching Nibbles how to sneak food and avoid Tom's traps. The twist is that Nibbles' inexperience constantly puts both of them in danger, leaving Jerry stressed and desperate to keep them safe. In this dynamic, Jerry briefly steps into Tom's shoes, understanding how frustrating it can be to protect someone reckless and naive. When Tom eventually lands a hit on Nibbles, Jerry retaliates with unusual ferocity, even forcing Tom to feed Nibbles milk himself. This reversal is important because it shows that Jerry is not just a mischievous trickster, he is also capable of compassion and responsibility. The bizarre part of their friendship here is that, indirectly, Jerry learns to appreciate Tom's constant struggles, even if he never admits it. Episodes like this expand the meaning of their bond, proving that it is not just about competition but also about learning from each other's roles. Blue Cat Blues, Friendship at Rock Bottom. Few episodes have been as haunting as Blue Cat Blues, 1956, often considered the darkest moment in Tom and Jerry's history. In this short, Tom falls in love with a female cat but loses her to his rival Butch, who outshines him with wealth and gifts. Tom gives up everything he owns to try to win her affection, only to be left broke, betrayed, and heartbroken. Jerry narrates the story, initially appearing to pity Tom, but by the end, Jerry suffers a heartbreak of his own. The final shot shows both of them sitting silently on a railroad track as a train approaches, implying a tragic conclusion. This episode is strange not only because of its emotional weight, but because it strips away the comedy entirely. For once, there are no playful resets or cartoonish recoveries, just despair. And yet, even in this moment of hopelessness, Tom and Jerry are together. Their shared misery highlights the most bizarre truth of their friendship. Whether in moments of joy or utter devastation, they remain side by side. Blue Cat Blues stands out as the most symbolic last episode, not because it ended the series, but because it exposed the depth of a friendship rooted in loyalty, even at life's lowest point. The Cat Concerto, Rivalry as Art. Not all episodes show Tom and Jerry at their lowest. Some elevate their rivalry to pure performance. The Cat Concerto, 1947, which won an Academy Award, is perhaps the best example. In this short, Tom is a pianist performing Franz Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsody number 2 on stage, while Jerry disrupts him from inside the piano. What unfolds is less a fight and more a duet, where each attempt to outdo the other perfectly synchronizes with the music. To the audience in the cartoon, it looks like flawless showmanship, but the reality is a battle of wills happening in real time. What makes the Cat Concerto so fascinating is how it transforms conflict into cooperation without either character realizing it. The chaos produces harmony, and the rivalry itself becomes a kind of art. This short perfectly captures why their friendship is so strange. They fight constantly, yet together they create something timeless and unforgettable. Their bond, though rooted in opposition, produces results greater than either could achieve alone. This is the bizarre magic that keeps Tom and Jerry relevant even decades after their debut. Friendship through contrast. One of the main reasons Tom and Jerry's relationship stands out is the way it thrives on contrast. Tom is larger, stronger, and more privileged as the house cat, while Jerry is small, quick, and resourceful. These differences don't just create comedy, they define the foundation of their strange friendship. Tom's failures highlight Jerry's cleverness, while Jerry's victories give Tom renewed motivation to try again. It's a cycle where each character's identity is shaped by the presence of the other. Without Jerry, Tom would simply be a cat lounging around a house. And without Tom, Jerry would have no constant challenge to overcome. Unlike other cartoon duos where the bond is based on shared goals, Tom and Jerry's friendship is built on opposition. Their constant clashes reinforce their interdependence. Tom needs Jerry to give his days meaning, and Jerry needs Tom to prove his wit. The bizarre result is a friendship that flourishes not in harmony but in rivalry. The relationship almost resembles a sporting match that never ends, where each competitor sharpens the other over time. This constant tension is exactly what keeps audiences fascinated, because it is both familiar and completely unique in cartoon history. By exaggerating the natural contrast between predator and prey into a cycle of endless games, the creators forged a bond that is bizarre, enduring, and endlessly watchable. Cultural longevity. Another reason their friendship feels so strange is its sheer longevity. Tom and Jerry debuted in 1940, and yet the characters remain instantly recognizable across generations. Few animated duos have lasted this long while staying relevant. Part of this is due to the timeless nature of their bond. Children laugh at the slapstick comedy, while adults recognize the deeper irony in their relationship. Two sworn enemies who cannot function without each other. That dual appeal has allowed the series to survive reboots, redesigns, and even controversies over the years, proving that the strange bond at the center of the show is more powerful than changing trends. The fact that their strange friendship translates across cultures also explains why the show has such enduring power. Without much dialogue, their antics communicate universally, making the bizarre love-hate bond between them understandable anywhere in the world. This silence allows the humor, rivalry, and rare moments of tenderness to cross language barriers. The cat and mouse game becomes a universal symbol of persistence and rivalry, something anyone can recognize. And as generations of animators reinterpret the characters in new styles, the essence of their friendship remains unchanged, further emphasizing that it is the strangeness of their bond that gives it eternal life. The strange balance of love and hate. At the heart of it all, Tom and Jerry's friendship is strange because it exists in the delicate balance between love and hate. On the surface, their constant battles suggest pure animosity, but beneath that, there are countless moments where they protect each other, comfort each other, or even mourn together. The few instances of genuine care prove that their relationship is deeper than rivalry. It's a bond forged through conflict, but strengthened by loyalty. These glimpses remind viewers that as much as Tom and Jerry torment one another, they cannot allow anyone else to take the other's place. This is why the friendship of Tom and Jerry is unlike any other. It isn't built on cooperation or kindness, but on opposition, persistence, and resilience. Their bizarre relationship thrives because neither side can truly let go. Tom finds meaning in pursuing Jerry, while Jerry defines himself by outsmarting Tom. The hatred keeps them clashing, but the loyalty keeps them together, creating a cycle that is as eternal as it is contradictory. And yet, in the moments where the fighting stops, when Tom rescues Jerry from danger, or when Jerry comforts Tom in heartbreak, we see the truth. They are not just enemies, but companions who cannot imagine life without one another. That paradox, love hidden within conflict, is what makes their friendship bizarre, beautiful, and timeless.